Aren't you coming, Jungkook? She said, looking at Jungkook and you, who were standing at a distance. Jungkook turned to look at her. He was still holding your hand, and that made her even more uncomfortable with jealousy. I'll drop her home first. You don't have to wait for me. You can head out. Raya's smile faded for a moment, but she quickly masked it with a tight nod. Sure, fine. Her tone was clipped, and you caught the subtle irritation in her voice as she turned sharply on her heel and walked away. Her strides were more forceful than necessary. You glanced up at Jungkook, raising a playful brow. I think you just made her mad. Jungkook smirked, leaning down closer. She'll be fine. I have more important things to focus on right now. His eyes softened as they met yours. Yeah, but she's your best friend. You said teasingly while he brushed a strand of hair behind your ear, making you blush a little. And you are my girlfriend, and in no way I'm taking a risk to upset my girlfriend. Wow, what a dedicated boyfriend you are, right? If you have any doubt, Miss Wine, allow me to clear it. You giggled as he leaned closer while you looked towards the sea. So, what were you saying earlier? He asked, his voice dropped to a lower, teasing tone. You were about to say something before she interrupted. You tilted your head, pretending to think. I don't know. What was I saying? Jungkook narrowed his eyes playfully. Don't play with me, you know I always win. Oh really? You challenged, folding your arms and leaning back slightly. What if I wasn't saying anything important? His lips curved into a knowing smile. Then you're just stalling because you're scared. I'll figure it out. You couldn't help but laugh, the lightheartedness of his words pulling you into his orbit. Scared? Me? Never. But maybe I just wanted to see if you would remember. He shook his head with a chuckle. His gaze stayed on you with full of love and admiration. You're something else, you know that? You grinned, and you're not as scary as you pretend to be. Jungkook let out a laugh at that, the sound warm and genuine. If that's your game, fine, but don't forget you started this. And you're not going to let me win, are you? Not a chance. He replied, leaning back and offering his hand. Come on, let's go. I have a reputation to maintain. Reputation of being a good guy in my mom's eyes, huh? You said, giving your hand in his. She already know I'm good, but I have to reassure her, so that this hand always belongs to me. He laughed and you both walked towards your house. So are you coming to my birthday party? Raya crossed her arms, leaning slightly against the wall, watching Jungkook as he stood by the window, scrolling through his phone. She cleared her throat to get his attention. Jungkook glanced up, frowning slightly. Huh? Is that even a thing to ask? He slipped his phone inside his pocket and turned fully to face her. A teasing grin spreads across his face. Of course I'm coming. It's your birthday. Why wouldn't I? Raya's smile broadened at his words, but her gaze flickered when he added. And Mayan and I were already talking about it. I'll pick her up earlier that day so we can help you with the preparations. Her smile faded for a split second before she quickly masked it. Oh, that's not necessary. She hesitated, looking for the right words. Jungkook tilted his head. Not necessary? It's your birthday, Raya. Of course, we would want to help. You know how Mayan gets about organizing things? She loves making everything perfect. Raya's grip on her crossed arms tightened as she forced out a laugh. No, really, it's fine. I have already got everything covered. I don't want her to feel like she has to help. She's my guest, Jungkook. She should just relax and show up when the party starts. You know me, Raya. I can't just sit back while there's work to do. Besides, Wayan's been real excited about your birthday. She wouldn't want to miss helping out. Raya's jaw clenched, but she quickly masked her irritation. Well, she mentioned she might be busy earlier in the day. That's why she told me she'll just come directly to the party later. She didn't want to disappoint you though, so she probably didn't say anything to you yet. Jungkook's brow furrowed in confusion. Busy? She didn't say anything about that to me. Raya shrugged, trying to appear casual. Maybe she didn't want you to worry. You know how she is, always putting everyone else first. Jungkook didn't respond immediately. He studied her for a moment as if trying to read between the lines. Then he smiled, though he didn't reach his eyes. That doesn't sound like her, but if she really said that, I'll check in with her later, just to be sure. She nodded, of course, but I'm sure she'll say the same thing. Jungkook smiled and nodded before heading towards the door. Okay, then I'll leave. But if you have anything for me, let me know, okay? She nodded, but she realized Jungkook will definitely go to you. Until tonight, she doesn't want him to go to you. Jungkook, actually, I have one work for you if you can help. Jungkook turned towards her, walking back. Yes, tell me. The cake I've ordered for the party, can you pick that up? The bakery is a bit far. I mean, it's really far, so it will take some time to go there and come back. So I was wondering. He chuckled and nodded. I get it. Which bakery is that? Don't worry, I'll go now and try to come back before the party. Raya smiled, looking relieved. Thank you so much. He just smiled and left. I just have to make sure he doesn't contact her. I don't want that to come to my party. She ruined everything between me and Jungkook. Jungkook pulled out his phone as he walked on the road. He typed a quick message because you weren't answering his phone. Hey love, Raya said you're busy on her birthday. What's going on? I thought we would go together. Let me know if anything's up. He hit send and smiled to himself. Something about Raya's explanation didn't sit right with him, and he trusted you to tell him the truth. You came to the local library of your town because you know it will going to be a long day since you didn't get any invitation from Raya's birthday party. Meanwhile, all your friends are there, including Jungkook. Unfortunately, you forgot your phone at home, and now, as you sat at a table reading your favorite fictional novel, your thoughts kept drifting to why Raya only excluded you from the party. You didn't call Jungkook because you thought he would be busy in preparations and you didn't want to disturb him. The party was in full swing at Raya's house with her friends scattered around, chatting, laughing, and sipping on drinks. The decorations were immaculate, with balloons and fairy lights casting a warm glow. The music played softly in the background, creating the perfect atmosphere. Everyone was having fun except for Jungkook, whose mind kept wandering elsewhere. Jungkook arrived a little later than planned, carrying a special custom cake that Raya had insisted on having. It wasn't just from a nearby bakery, it was from a place in a different town, an hour's drive away. Jungkook had obliged, thinking nothing of it, but now he was regretting it. Jungkook walked in. His sharp black blazer was making him stand out. His presence immediately caught everyone's attention. Raya came rushing over, beaming with excitement. Jungkook, you're finally here, she said, her voice dripped with delight as she hugged him briefly. He handed her the box with the cake. His expression was neutral but polite. Here, hope it's worth the trip, he said with a small smile, though there was a hint of irritation in his tone. It's perfect, thank you so much. I knew only you could handle this, Raya said, opening the box to show everyone the beautifully designed cake. The guest clapped and complimented her choice. Jungkook's eyes scanned the room quickly, searching for you. When he didn't spot you, his smile faltered slightly. Where's Wine? She didn't come yet, he asked casually, though his voice carried a layer of concern. Raya hesitated for a moment, then shrugged, unbothered. She didn't come, she said, simply avoiding eye contact. Jungkook frowned, clearly confused. What do you mean she didn't come? She didn't reply to my text. Well, I told you she mentioned earlier that she was busy. I guess something came up. Jungkook's frown deepened while his jaw tightened. She didn't mention that to me. He pulled out his phone, intending to call you, but Raya quickly intervened. Hey, wait, she said, grabbing his arm. Don't worry about her right now. The party just started and everyone's been waiting for you. Come on, have a drink with us. Jungkook hesitated, clearly torn. I'll just call her and check. No, Jungkook, it's my birthday, remember? Just for one night. Can you not run off to her? She'll be fine. Her words made him pause, though he didn't look convinced. Raya took the opportunity to pull him towards the group of friends who were already pouring drinks and cheering for the birthday girl. As the birthday party went on, Jungkook tried to enjoy himself, but his mind was elsewhere. Raya could sense his distraction and made it her mission to keep him occupied. Here, try this, she said, handing him a glass of wine and sitting down beside him. I'm good, Jungkook replied curtly, setting the glass down on the table. Raya leaned closer, her voice dropped to a softer, almost pleading tone. Why are you like this, Jungkook? You have changed so much. What are you talking about? He asked, turning to look at her, his brow furrowed. You know what I'm talking about. Ever since Wine came into your life, you have been different. You don't have time for me anymore. You used to call me your best friend. We used to spend so much time together, and now it's like I don't even exist to you. Jungkook sighed, leaning back against the couch. Raya, that's not true. You're still my friend. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed? Raya laughed bitterly. You barely even look at me now. All your attention is on her. I don't understand. What's so special about her? Jungkook's expression hardened. Raya, don't, he said firmly. No, I need to say this. I've always been there for you, Jungkook, through everything, and now it feels like you don't care. All you do is think about her, talk about her. You even left the party to go get that cake just because I asked. But I know you wouldn't have done that if she asked you to stay. Raya, stop it. Jungkook said. His tone was sharper this time. He stood up, running a hand through his hair. I don't know what you're trying to say, but this isn't fair. Wine has nothing to do with this. If you're upset with me, say it, but don't drag her into it. She has everything to do with this, Raya says, standing up as well. You have been ignoring me because of her. Don't you see that? She stopped herself, tears welling up in her eyes. Jungkook looked at her. His expression softened slightly but still guarded. Raya, I care about you, but not the way you want me to. I'm sorry if I have hurted you. But Ryan, she's important to me. She's my girlfriend. Raya scoffed while wiping her tears. Girlfriend. She has you wrapped around her fingers. She ruined the friendship between us. You didn't invite her here, did you? His voice was laced with disappointment. She looked at him a bit angrily. Yes, because I don't want her to be a part of anything in my life. I hate her. I can't believe you, Raya. If she is not invited, don't think I'll stay. Without a second, he left from there. You were coming back from the library when you saw Jungkook. He was standing in front of your house. Your feet slowed down while he made his way towards you after noticing you. He was taking long strides as if wants to come to you as soon as possible. Jungkook, what are you doing here? You asked a bit concerned because he wasn't smiling like he always does after seeing you. He stopped just inches away from you. Why didn't you answer my calls nor reply to my texts? His voice was different, as if he was scared. Actually, I forgot my phone at home. I was in the library, but what happened? But before you could finish, he hugged you tightly, making you pause mid-sentence, and you froze for a second. Why are you so careless? Who forget their phone while going out, huh? It was a genuine mistake, but why are you here? I mean, did Raya's birthday party end it? He tried to control his frustration and broke the hug slightly just to look at you. Why didn't you tell me that she didn't invite you? You were surprised to know that he didn't know about her. Because I thought she doesn't want me there. It's okay, we are not that close anyways, but did you leave the party? You should have at least tell me that she didn't invite you. I don't want to be in any place where you are not welcome. Your heart skipped a beat. It's fine, but you shouldn't have left the party like that. She's your best friend and she might be upset. And you are my girlfriend, someone I love more than myself. How can you think that I would enjoy without you being around? No, you are too much. I mean, it's okay if she doesn't want me there. You might have ruined Your eyes widened when Jungkook pressed his lips against yours to shut you up and kissed you. You froze there for a moment. He broke the kiss and pulled back just a little while you gulped. I don't care about ruining something that I feel like will try to take me away from you. You got a little confused. I don't understand what you're trying to say. You don't have to understand that because I know you're my safe place, my comfort, and I will always protect that. I will protect you, protect myself. You chuckle slightly, and it always happens whenever he tries to be romantic. You just don't take it seriously because you get awkward so easily. No one's coming to attack me, so don't worry. He sighed. I don't understand. You purposely act dumb or you're actually dumb? You glared at him while he laughed and again pulled you in a tight hug. I know you understand everything. I love you, Ryan, and always will. No one can take your place in my heart. You smiled, giving up and wrapping your hands around him. I won't let anyone do that. You know I'm a black belt, and thank you for loving me so much. I love you too, even more than I should. He broke the hug in excitement, grabbing her shoulders. Really? Am I being loved too much by my favorite woman? You laughed and nodded while he picked you up in a bridal style. Jungkook put me down. Someone will see us. Mom's already home. You sat still laughing while he smiled even brighter. Let them see, and your mom? I'm sure she'll be delighted to see that how much her future son-in-law loves her daughter. You laughed even louder. You're crazy, crazy for you, and I don't mind. Your smile softened as you curved his cheek. I really hope no one can ever be able to separate us. I love you so much, Jungkook. You finally expressed your fear. Don't worry, I'm yours and will always be yours. Without a word, you leaned forward and kissed him softly. You know Jungkook loves you so much, but sometimes you really fear that someone might try to break you guys. And your biggest fear was Raya somewhere. You always notice her disliking you, but she pretend to be a good friend in front of Jungkook. But now you know that no matter what comes, you'll go through that together without breaking apart. In fact, your love will only grow stronger.